Be here. It's an honor to be speaking to you today. My name is Caleb Slade. I'm a co-founder and the Chief Knowledge Officer for SALT. Oh, I need this guy. First, before I really begin, I want to thank you all for being here and applaud you really for why you are here. Because it's obviously not about the fiat-denominated value of Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other cryptocurrency. If you were here for the price, you'd probably be somewhere else. But why are we here? I really want to talk about what makes this technology unique and why it has longevity and why it has impact. We are really here because in one way or another, we believe that this technology is changing the world and it is shaping the future of how we interact with value. We see a future in which cryptocurrencies are as ubiquitous to everyday life as the internet is today. We see a future in which value can be exchanged as easily as we exchange information. But this idea of Bitcoin's transformative power, Bitcoin changing the world, it's been bouncing back and forth in our echo chamber for so long that it's lost a lot of its significance. It's almost like cliche now. The reality is, it's easy to forget that not too long ago, holding on to this belief and telling people about this belief made you a fool to most of the world. To a small group of people, holding this belief made you a rebel with a high risk tolerance. And to a really, really, really small minority of people, holding this belief made you a visionary. It made you a lone voice in the desert. You were prophesying about the Armageddon of disruption and the future of money. I did my part by being the lone voice, ruining all of my friends' parties because I couldn't stop talking about Bitcoin. But in spite of all the challenges we've faced, the ups and downs, the price movements, the negative news, or whatever it is, my beliefs about a future, an inevitable future, that is denominated in cryptocurrency hasn't changed at all. I think that in spite of all the progress that we've made, we still have a long way to go and a lot of work to do. Because there's still a massive gap between this old world of cryptocurrencies and what it can offer, and the old world of financial services and the fiat currencies that we rely on every day. So until that vision can be a reality, we need to keep working. A few years ago, my co-founders and I decided that with our collective expertise in tech, economics, and finance, we had an opportunity to take part in bringing that future about. The total market cap of all cryptocurrencies back then was, in total, about $6 billion. But we knew that blockchain bell could not be unrung. And we knew that Bitcoin was just getting started. And we really wanted to be a part of closing that gap between this old world and the new world. So we discovered our aha moment, and it was actually two individual but connected realizations about Bitcoin. The first realization was that there was no leverage available for this new emerging asset class. You could borrow cash against your old beat-up car. You could borrow cash against your old beat-up house. You could borrow cash against your stock portfolio, but you could not borrow cash against your Bitcoin. The second realization was that Bitcoin was the most ideal form of collateral this world has ever seen. Its unique characteristics, its ability to be verified, to be divided, to be transferred easily, gave it advantages over traditional forms of collateral. The truth is that Bitcoin is not as good as real estate for collateral. It is significantly better. And so it was in this gap that we saw our real opportunity as a team. We wanted to help people preserve and unlock the value of their digital assets by letting them borrow cash against their cryptocurrencies. And so we got to work. Over the next 12 months, we spent almost every waking hour building the team and the technology that could bring our vision to market. At the very end of 2017, in the end of December of 2017, we went live with our platform and started issuing loans. And we breathed a great sigh of relief, and we said, whew, It was a lot of hard work, but 2018, that's gonna be all roses and rainbows. And, and obviously, it was a challenging year. But in spite of the challenges that 2018 offered, we saw a growth in loan volume of 30% month over month. And today, I'm really excited to say that we've lent over $50 million in cash loans deposited directly into people's bank accounts, and every dollar was collateralized by Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, and most recently, we added USDC as a collateral type. Now, I want you to think back to early 2017, before we announced what we were doing with Salt. Getting a loan against your cryptocurrency wasn't even an option people were talking about. And borrowing from the traditional financial system could be a nightmare, especially if you didn't meet those conventional measures of creditworthiness, right? And what's more is this asset-backed lending, this asset-backed debt, a form of debt that historically wealthy people have always been able to use to build more wealth, was simply out of reach for most people in the world. And it was out of reach because most people either didn't have access to, or they did not have enough of the types of assets that lenders were willing to lend against. And so if you were a crypto holder and you needed cash, you had two options. You could either sell, or you could go borrow based on your credit score and your future income. Now, fortunately, we all are here today because we know about an asset that is within reach of everybody. We know about an asset that has accessibility built into its very DNA. And that asset is crypto. So today with Salt, if you have crypto, you have credit. Because Salt loans are all backed by cryptocurrency, we don't need to perform credit checks on borrowers, nor do we require borrowers to verify their income. And because all of our loans at Salt are over-collateralized by this ideal asset, the risk of default for the lender is essentially non-existent. In fact, with $50 million lent out the door, not a single lender was not made whole by those loans. So essentially, with $50 million, a zero default rate, that looks pretty good. So for us as a company, we were looking at this and we realized that it doesn't make any sense whatsoever to charge an origination fee to mitigate that risk of default when that risk didn't exist. So we don't charge origination fees at Salt. Now at Salt, we built this platform from the ground up in day one with the borrower in mind. We have an awesome rockstar team of developers, engineers, and designers, and they created an ultra-intuitive, easy-to-use interface that makes it easy, no matter who you are, to get a loan that fits your needs perfectly. On the Salt platform, you get to select between different loan-to-value ratios, different collateral types, different repayment schedules, different term lengths, different interest rates and discount structures, so that every single person can come to Salt and find the option that works best for their unique needs. Now, as a business, we feel a very deep belief that we have a responsibility to align ourselves with the interests and the incentives of our customers. And no customer that is borrowing against an asset wants to be surprised by a margin call or wants to have their assets liquidated to protect that lender, which is why we built these incredibly robust loan monitoring tools. So once you get a Salt loan, you can keep a constant eye on the value of your collateral, the value of your outstanding principal, when your next payment is, and you can see those margin calls coming from as far away as possible so you can avoid those liquidation events. We have this tool available on web or with a native mobile app, so no matter where you are, you can keep your eye on the health of your assets. When it comes to security measures and protocols, we are absolutely setting the standard among our peers. We have proprietary key creation ceremonies. We have unique on-chain federated addresses for every customer and every asset, which means that we never commingle our customers' funds. So as a borrower for Salt, you can verify on-chain that we aren't rehypothecating your assets, nor are we taking part in fractional reserve lending. We use a very unique multi-signature wallet architecture to protect these assets. We have automated transaction record keeping. We have industry-leading encryption standards, and just as importantly, to protect ourselves and our customers and everything, we have cyber and criminal insurance. People trust us with their assets, And we've earned that trust because we do everything we possibly can to keep us, our customers, and their assets safe. We didn't just build a great product, though. We built a really great team to help every single borrower through the entire process and to answer any questions. In addition to our main office in Denver, where we have about 80 employees, we have teams in Asia, in the Philippines, and in Africa, off the coast, in Mauritius, so that no matter where you are, what time zone you are, you can get live support and questions answered about the process, the products, the value of salt. No matter where you are or what time zone, 24/7, 7 days a week, every single day of the year. And if it's during normal business hours in Denver, you can even pick up a call or pick up a phone and call us, and we would love to talk to you. We have teams available all the time. So no matter how you want to be led through this process, we're there to hold your hand through every step. One of our top priorities as a company has been to continue to expand and grow our offerings to more jurisdictions around the world and the US. We're currently lending in 45 states in the US and in 9 countries internationally. But to be honest, we know that is not enough because blockchain does not have borders. So salt can't either. We are going to do whatever it takes to get there without cutting any corners, without breaking any laws or skirting any regulations, without taking any shortcuts, and without compromising our integrity that we built this company on. And fortunately, SALT has an incredibly talented team of legal and compliance experts that help us engage with governments and the really challenging regulatory frameworks that differ from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. But that is the requisite to be a successful lender, no matter where you are operating, and that's what we do. So we've put a lot of time, resources, and energy into bringing this platform to market. And we're really proud of our work, right? But the reality is that this is just the start for SALT. Blockchain-backed loans are just the beginning. So as we continue throughout this year to release updates and improvements to our lending platform and our financial solutions for crypto holders, we are also harnessing that technology that powers our lending platform to address some of today's most pressing business needs. I'm really excited today, for the first time ever, to officially announce SALT's technology solutions for blockchain businesses. We have 3 to announce today. One is a robust enterprise-grade wallet implementation tool. So whether you want to start integrating cryptocurrencies into your business, or whether you want to improve the way that you're managing on-chain funds for yourself and your customers, we can help you. The technology that powers our lending platform, these automatic lending solutions, they are available to be licensed today by any financial institution in the world, and they can instantly start lending and leveraging blockchain assets for their customers. And last, we have a very scalable, robust, powerful blockchain monitoring tool that allows you to monitor, analyze, and receive notification transaction alerts for millions and millions of blockchain addresses on multiple chains simultaneously. So for companies like SALT that are managing large, complex portfolios of assets and want to keep an eye on all those addresses at the same time in a safe manner, we can help you do that today. We also realize that in addition to being valuable for businesses, the ability to receive a transaction alert is incredibly valuable for us as individuals as well. So we decided to make a consumer-facing version of the monitoring service. We call this service Meerkat. It's live today. You can go to www.meerkat.com and instantly start receiving email transaction alerts anytime a transaction goes in and out of a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, or Dogecoin address, and we'll be adding more later. You put in your email, it requires 0 account creation, and as a thank you to this community for how much we rely on you and how much you've helped us, we decided to make this service completely free to use. So we would love for you to check it out today. Go get transaction alerts. So whether you want to watch that cold storage and keep an eye on it without having to go check a Blockchain Explorer every 5 minutes to make sure your nest egg is still safe, or whether you want to receive an email update or alert the second Satoshi starts moving his Bitcoins, Meerkat's there for you. Now, we are not just here for business opportunities and revenue streams. We're also here and committed to helping grow this community for all of us, which is why we've entered into some strategic partnerships with industry associations, government entities, and NGOs, like the OECD, the World Economic Forum, ADC Forum's Global Blockchain Summit, and the Chamber of Digital Commerce, and a bunch of others as well. The reason we're doing this is we're motivated to work together to increase individual freedom and personal sovereignty around the world. And the only way that we're going to achieve that is if we do that together. If anything that I've said today resonates with you or you're interested about finding out more, my entire team is here. Not my entire team, but a big part of my team is here. We would love to talk to you, answering your questions. Or you can reach us at saltlending.com, where you can find out how to contact us, find out more about our products, and find out more about if a SALT loan would work for your needs. I want to leave you with one thought very quickly, and it's this. We as finite, subjective, fragile human beings, we do not get the privilege of knowing exactly what the future holds, unless, that is, you take part in building it, unless you are manifesting it and building the future. And I believe that all of us here today are doing that. We're building it together. Thank you very much.